Hello and welcome back to my channel where I teach you what I've learned regarding the chemistry behind skincare. My name is Sarah and today we'll be talking all about sodium lauryl sulfate and whether or not it deserves such a bad reputation. First of all, what is sodium lauryl sulfate? SLS for short is an ingredient that is found in things that foam. That includes shampoos and toothpastes, as well as, of course, skin cleansers. It's also found in a bunch of household cleaning products, such as laundry detergent, spray cleaners, and dishwasher detergents. All of the above have one thing in common, and that is that they are cleaning products, whose ingredients are a mix of water and oil-based ingredients. Of course, water and oil don't mix, so that's where SLS comes in. SLS can bond water and oil together, and this bonded water and oil is what gives soap their cleaning power. Additionally, SLS is a foaming agent, so all of the foam that you see produced when you rub a cleanser together can be attributed to SLS. Alright, now let's jump into the chemistry of SLS. It is an organic sodium salt with the chemical formula NaSO4C12H25. As for what it's classified as, SLS is an anionic surfactant. Let's break that down a little bit. Anionic just means that it is a negatively charged ion, and a surfactant is simply something that lowers the surface tension between two ingredients. Because SLS is a surfactant, that also means that it is amphiphilic. A substance that is amphiphilic has one lipophilic and one hydrophilic group. That simply means that it has one end which loves to dissolve in oil and is attracted towards oil, and another side that loves to dissolve in water and is more attracted towards water. A surfactant will absorb where the water and oil interact, which is often at the surface of liquids, with the hydrophilic head in the water and the lipophilic tail in the oil. Due to the forces between water molecules being so strong, the surface tension of water is high, but as SLS absorbs, it breaks these interactions. So the intermolecular forces between SLS and water is much lower than that of a water molecule and another water molecule. So the intermolecular forces between SLS and water is much lower compared to two water molecules, and so it reduces surface tension. This reduction of surface tension allows for easier spreading and mixing of the liquid. Additionally, at a high enough concentration, SLS molecules will form micelles. This is simply when the molecules arrange themselves into a ball structure with a hydrophilic shell and a hydrophobic core, trapping dirt molecules. Then the resulting micelles can get washed away with water. Now that we understand a bit more about where sodium lauryl sulfate is found and how it works from a chemical perspective, let's look into how SLS got such a bad rep. Because of the commonality of SLS in everyday products, people are exposed to it often. Exposure through cleaning products depends on how often you clean, and on average, people are exposed to SLS 1 to 2 times a week. Normally, household cleaning products shouldn't come into direct contact with the skin, but sometimes misuse can cause SLS to come into contact through the skin or through being inhaled, and even in some rare cases, ingested. But do not worry, because normal exposure is low given the low vitality and dermal absorption rate of SLS. Since people are exposed to it so often, there is fear that it may cause health issues such as cataracts, hair loss, or even cancer. These claims are unsubstantiated and often the result of misunderstanding of scientific journals. Now let's debunk some myths out there about SLS, both to humans and to the environment. Firstly, to humans, on PubChem regarding hazards, it is considered a mild irritant. However, SLS isn't easily absorbed through the skin, and even if it is, it isn't a big deal. Your skin is comprised of many layers, which I kind of go into more in depth in my second video on skincare acids, and these layers work to keep damaging things from penetrating through. In that way, surfactants can sometimes be harmful because sometimes it can go through that layer, so that's why people say to wear gloves when cleaning. But SLS specifically gets broken down quickly by the body and turned into waste matter if it does penetrate through the skin. Now you might be thinking, well, aren't there products out there like facial cleansers or shampoos where SLS is supposed to come into contact with your skin? Well, you're right, but those products are meant to be washed off right away, and so they don't pose a huge risk of entering the skin. And in the US, if a product is meant to stay on the skin longer, it can have at most a 1% concentration of sodium lauryl sulfate. As for the myth out there that SLS can cause cataracts, researchers actually say that the lens of the eye where the cataracts form is protected by other parts of the eye. SLS cannot penetrate those other components and touch the lens of your eye, so it most likely won't cause cataracts. Still, you should try to keep products with SLS out of your eyes, like when you're cleansing your face. Generally, you want to avoid your eye area. Another myth out there is that SLS is carcinogenic. There's no need to worry about that because products containing SLS go through lots and lots of rounds of testing, and no major national or international cancer organization has found sodium lauryl sulfate to be linked with cancer. Another common claim is that SLS can lead to hair loss. However, researchers say that this is simply not true, and that SLS does not cause hair loss. As for SLS being potentially harmful for the environment, more than 99% of SLS biodegrades into non-toxic components. In conclusion, SLS is a very widely used, yet very widely misunderstood compound. The main takeaway here is not to worry if you see SLS in the ingredient list of your facial cleanser, because through proper use of any product containing SLS, the risk is very, very low, so you shouldn't worry. And that in general, people shouldn't just readily believe everything they see others say. Look into the actual science yourself. That's all that I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next one.